Okay, on to probably the most intimidating part of the look, but it's going to look really cool if everyone else does it and does it correctly. We are going to our winged eyeliner. I've been doing makeup more than half my life at this point and still struggle with it, so it is okay if the first time you do it you end up with, your makeup all the way over here or down here, whatever. It happens, and it's okay. Bring makeup wipes. Start over and we'll figure it out. It's okay. One thing that will help, the more comfortable you get with eyeliner specifically, the winged look does come from having a liquid liner. So that's coming from something that has this sort of shape on it. But what might help you achieve that look is if you start with either a pencil or a crayon to kind of give you a starting point. This can also help the more you're getting into your smoky eye. You can actually kind of use your eyeliner to your advantage and just kind of draw a little line on and blend that little line like that, and then you can like essentially smudge it instead of using black eyeshadow. It's a little easier to get the right sort of shading when you use the eyeliner, because sometimes with the black eyeshadow it goes everywhere. But getting comfortable with smudging it, sometimes it takes a while of playing. Do you want to use your finger? Do you actually get an eyeliner that has a smudger on it, or get a smudge brush? There's a lot of different things that you could do, but I'm not going to ask you to do that. What I will do, though, is have you take, whether it's your liquid or if you have a crayon, or even you could use a little bit of black eyeshadow, is just go as close to your waterline, not on your waterline. So you see this part of your eye right here where it's kind of fleshy and watery? That's your waterline. Until you are comfortable, do not put it on your waterline or you're going to cry off all of your makeup. If you are comfortable with it, you can put it on your waterline. Just be aware that if you're using a pencil, you don't want to push too hard so you don't get a splinter in your waterline. You see, now I've got that really tight black line up against my eye. And if you're not comfortable with your waterline, I'm going to do it on this side, just under your waterline. See, I'm not quite touching the fleshy part yet. I'm just under it. And so you can see the difference if it goes under my eye here. And this one, it's almost like on my eye. So I'd say if you already have really big eyes, you don't necessarily have to do a waterline. But if you feel like you have small eyes, something that can help you make them feel bigger is going underneath the waterline. So you can see I have two different shapes in my eyes now based on where I put the eyeliner. So that's essentially your preference based on the shape of your eye of where and comfortability of sticking something that close to your eyeball. I have been doing this for a long time, so I am okay with putting it on my waterline. I also think that I have decently sized eyes, or I don't necessarily need to make them look smaller, but I don't always want to make them really look bigger either. Yeah. Okay. So, fun part. What you need to do, and I have my palette out because I have a mirror in my palette. I'm going to look into the mirror, but have this recording me what I'm doing so you can see exactly how I'm doing this. I have my liquid liner here, taking the lid off, and I'm using this pencil as a guide. You can use an eyeshadow brush, a pencil, a string. I've seen people use floss before. But what you want to do to make sure you get a good angle with your winged liner, just go to your little cupid's bow. So that's this little space above your lips, and run it along your nose. So the side of your nose, and up. And use that as a guide for the angle that you want your wing liner to go. So you can see mine went up pretty high. And obviously, like I said, this is not your everyday makeup. This is show makeup. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Go from my cupid's bow, side of my nose, up, and use that as guide. So it's obviously not perfectly even, mostly because most people don't even have their eyes exactly the same shape. There's different things that you can do to help create more even shapes. But I don't, it really just depends on how good you get at it. But I think using a guide with the right angle, going cupid's bow to nose, up past your eye, helps keep it even. Once you have those lines drawn, then you want to see if there are any spaces between any like skin gaps, if you have any. You don't want any skin showing on that angle. And then you're going to take the point and draw a triangle in towards your lid. So I'm starting out here and going back in. See, now it's a little thicker. And then I will connect that all the way across my lid. See, it goes all the way across my lid now. And it's a big, nice wing. Now I'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and you can see, like, they're obviously not perfectly even on each side. The longer you do it, the more time you'll have to figure out exactly how to get those perfect. But they're close enough. You can tell that this one is a little lower down on my face than this one, but they're both angled up, and honestly, from far away, that's going to look fine. So, it may not look the best in selfies, but from the floor, it's definitely still obvious that the wing is going up. One thing that you can kind of do to correct that is while you're making your little triangle shape, is you can place some of the makeup a little higher. It just makes it a little thicker. But again, from far away, it'll still look fine. And then if you really need to, you can kind of overcorrect on the other side as well, just to make it look a little even, but that's usually how it happens. One eye is going to end up looking way better than the other, but it's still the same concept. And you can always use eyeshadow too to go over it to make any corrections that you would need to. And then that's sometimes where the using both like a pencil or a crayon and the liquid liner helps. If you draw the whole line first with the pencil and then you're like, that's not even, then you can kind of smudge it before you do the liquid. So I'm going to take a little bit of my black and just kind of smoke out that corner a little bit by just dabbing more of the black eyeshadow in there. Kind of help go over where the eyeliner doesn't look perfect.
What makes a great steak? Logan's Roadhouse, juicy, butcher-selected cuts, flavored by mesquite, wood, fuel, and fire, perfectly grilled, just the right seasonings for a punch of smokiness that melts in your mouth. So
yeah, and that kind of helps because then the black, it just looks like that's the natural shape of your eye, but obviously it's an exaggerated shape of your eye.